Hi, this is Ron Williams. Normally I'm with my company Mobile Fix Automotive. Today I'm working on a motorcycle. You don't see me work on these very often. This one happens to be my personal bike. I just purchased it a couple of weeks ago. Came across a problem I think it can help a lot of people out with, because apparently my research came up negative. So I figured out how to do this on my own. But 2006 Bmw K1200Lt. That's her right there. Basically what I'm having problems with on this bike is this right here, which is when you put a flasher module on the brake lights, the factory brake lights on this bike, and you try to operate the center stand, that's all you get, no electric motor. The computer is not sensing the proper resistance with the brake light flasher module connected, and what's happening is the safety on the bike, the computer is kind of like a CAN bus system. It needs to read proper resistance on the motorcycle light bulbs to consider everything functional. And when the flasher module got hooked up normally, the resistance through the flasher module was different than the factory specs. The computer kicks out the safety on it. The electric center stand, which is the reason I bought this bike, 50 years old, bad back, electric center stand's the bomb, man. It quit working. And I hooked this modulator up. It was working fine. Center stand worked before I hooked it up. Went for a ride 2 days this weekend, Cuyamaca Mountains in California, at Palomar Mountain, and another trip on Sunday down to La Jolla on the beach, did a coastal ride, and it absolutely sucked not having my electric center stand. And because it's an electric center stand, there's no manual backup post, even if my back was strong enough to pick it up. So long story short, what I'm trying to help you out with right now is how I managed to fool the BMW computer with a very simple technology into thinking that the modulator's not there. And this is basically how I did it. And you're not going to get to watch me put this together. It's actually very simple, but it is a Dorman 5-post relay, part number 88069. And what it's going to do is it's connected to an 1157 light bulb. And basically the short of what this thing is, I probably shouldn't use short because that's not what you want to hear on a BMW. But the idea of this thing for me was I needed to find a way when the brakes were not applied and I'm riding down the road and I come to a stop and I go into neutral. If I have a flasher module on my factory brake lights, the computer's not going to let me put the center stand down. So I needed to find a way to put resistance through the bike normally, but then have a switch over so that it would turn the brake lights on and let them flash without harming the factory system. The way I built this, there's no short to this. It's not going to short the system out. It's actually, this light bulb is just replacing the 3 light bulbs that are in this housing back here. Okay, temporarily. And then you see this little box right here? I bought this off of eBay. It's called Stop Alert, and this is the flasher module that I chose to put on my bike. Very simple, 2 wires in, 2 wires out. The black wire going out is not going to be used, so you're not going to see it on the chart that I'm going to show you in a minute. But this will flash my brake lights 3 or 4 times really fast, and then it will flash them 3 times slow, and then it will leave them on solid. One of the things I want to show you in here real quick that I thought was kind of interesting, BMW, everybody complains about their engineering marvel. These 3 bulbs right here, 1, 2, and 3, are your running light and your brake lights. Now, if you notice, this bulb right here has 2 wires going to it, but it has 3 terminals, okay? It is a functioning 2 filament bulb. In other words, low beam, high beam. Just like this one and just like this one. So when on a normal K-bike, K1200, when you step on the brake, you only get a light showing up here and then over here. The center light does not function as a brake light. I'm flopping around on this thing, get it back on a stand. I got 2 safety stands that I set it on just so that it doesn't pull on the wiring harness. When I hook this up, you're gonna see a red wire coming off of this terminal because I'm going to connect it to the flasher so that all 3 of these lights come on as brake lights from now on. When you hear me refer to the gray wire with the yellow stripe, this wire, I've already severed it. I pulled the wire protector down and cut this wire. These 2 wires went together. And then this red piece right here is actually connected to the ground wire. That's where my ground wire is going to connect. I already had the flasher module installed and my center stand quit working. So I'm going to reinstall it with this little cool little device that I came up with. And it's going to fix the problem, guys. So if you want to put a flasher module on your K-bike, this is how you're going to do it. Okay, so for those of you that can read a schematic, this is kind of my primitive caveman drawing of this relay, but I'm going to sit here for about a minute, and then if you need to keep looking at it, you can pause your screen or go back and keep watching it over and over again. This is how I wired this relay. Guys, my phone number for everything I do is usually on just about everything. I try to have it on my shirt. On this particular case, it's right here at the bottom of the sheet. My name is Ron, and you know, I'll flip the camera up and say hi. It's probably upside down now, who knows. But if you want to call me and ask questions, you're more than welcome to. So that's the schematic for it. Okay, so to save time and not to bore the hell out of you, of course a lot of people are going to want to watch what I'm about to do, but I'm going to connect this relay that I just built with the bulb on it. And just real quick, the way that this thing is built, all it is just an 1157 light bulb that I took a black wire and soldered it to the hard shell on the outside, which is the ground side of the light bulb, the hard metal around the outside of the bulb. I got a really high powered solder gun, soldered the black wire to that shell, and then I soldered the red wire to the high beam filament on the bulb. And you have to, the easiest way is put ground to the outside of the bulb, touch one of the 2 terminals on the bulb to a 12 volt power source. The bright terminal that lights up that you're touching, that's the one you're going to be soldering to. Don't solder to the low beam. It's got a different resistance to it, and it won't fool the computer. So once again, do not solder to the low beam filament, only the high beam. We're not tapping into the low beam circuit on this bike at all for the brake lights. We're only messing with the gray wire with the yellow stripe, which is on my 2006. So I'm going to go ahead and connect all of this and then show you what the final results are. And hopefully this helps a lot of BMW guys out, because this bike has been one heck of an electronic nightmare just because of the complexity of it. But since I do this for a living in automotive, the computers don't faze me. You just have to learn to work around them. Okay, so here I am with the device installed. I've got the relay and the fake light bulb wired into the system and grounded. The output ground wire from the flasher module is not going to be used. In the instruction manual for it, it says no. So taking that off. It's just going to sit in here. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to find a way to pack this down in here where the light assembly will fit back into the bike, and then I will turn this back on and we will test it. Okay, so now the bike is back together. Okay, I'm going to turn the key on. It's going to go through the boot up. The reason why the gauges go up and down, that's called the gauge sweep. When all the lights come on, go off, including your neutral indicator, which took me a while to get used to, because I would turn the bike on, I knew it was in first gear, I'd see the the green neutral indicator, and I think I could start it without the clutch in, and I couldn't, and I realized I was waiting for the computer to check and make sure everything was okay. Right now all three lights are on for running light, and what we should be hearing when I push this button right here, which is the kickstand, you should hear the motor run and the light not flash fast. There we go. Want to hear it? There you go. Okay, so now let's see if the wigwag flasher is going to work. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And it stays on solid. Once again. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Stays on solid. Notice I got all three light bulbs showing, not just two. I went ahead and hooked up that third bulb while I was in there. Okay, so 2006 through 2009, I think 05 fits the profile, but I'm new enough to the bikes right now that I don't know everything that's the same. Whatever bike started with the electronic center stand, this is the video that's trying to help you guys out. If you have questions, give me a call. My name's Ron. I'm going to make you look it up just so that computers aren't calling me and offering me free solar for a house I don't own yet. But I'm really hoping that this helps you guys out. I know it was a big help to me. My next video hopefully is going to be on George's headlight starburst system from Chris Industries out of Arizona. I've had their starbursts on every bike I've ever owned. I really think that he and his company have saved my life more than once. I think it's the best thing ever to have a pulsating headlight that pulsates 4 times per second. A lot of people see that and brake or get out of the way, which they wouldn't have seen. So once again, thanks, and we'll see you on the next video.